Vandeham Shri Guru, Shri Yuttapara Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha, Shri Rupam Sagyajatam, Sahagana Raghunath Amvitam Tam Sajevam, Sadvaitam Sadvehutam, Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam, Shri Radha Krishna Padam, Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishak Vihams, or Shri Vishak Vitam Cha, He Krishna Karuna Sindhu, Dino Bando Jagapate, Gopesha Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta Namostute, Tapta Kancha Gorangi, Radha Vrindavanespari, Vrishvanu Stute Devi, Pranamami Haripriye, Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitam Pav Ebhyo, Vaishnav Ebhyo, Namo Namaha, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Advaita Gadadhar Srivasada Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
Krishna.
Thank you. It makes my heart dance when you recite this prayer, Jessica Mataji, to be very frank.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you recite so beautifully, such a nice voice. Thank you.
Thank you.
May Krishna bless you with lots of sweetness. All right, so thank you very much to Pri Mataji and Preeti Mataji and Jessica Mataji and who else? Four of you shared something, right? Was the fourth Jessica Mataji, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jessica and Mrunalini Mataji. Okay, thank you for some insight into um, what what did you find meaningful as a take home. It will be good for reflection because you'll see the chapter 10 is taking us towards that path. Okay, so just good to reflect. If you haven't reflected, and feel free to share, that would be so nice. Okay, so today we'll be starting new chapter, which is chapter 10. Okay, so let me share. Cool. So before we start chapter 10, I would like to do the quick review from chapter 1 to chapter 2, just summary key points, so that we can just brush our memory, okay? Brush up our memory. So introduction, what it was about. Let's go quick.
What is pure bhakti?
Pure bhakti, definition of pure bhakti. Good. Chapter 1.
Six main characters of Bhakti.
Very good, Mother. 6 characteristic, right? If bhakti we does, then what do we gain, right? Okay. And then chapter 2.
Types of different types of
Chapter 2 was about the power of bhakti, right? It was telling that how even all the sins are destroyed and everything, right? So bhakti effectively, even when imperfect. Okay, chapter 3.
Different types of sadhana.
What was that? Sorry?
The different types of sadhana.
Your voice is very feeble, Mataji. Different types of sadhana, is that what you're telling?
Yes.
Yeah, your voice is very feeble. Maybe you can speak closer to the microphone, but I got it. So chapter 3 was eligibility. What are the eligibility for the bhakti, right? So it said that one should have at least some shraddha, some faith, right? So that is the only way to progress. And we had talked a lot about that, okay? And then chapter 4, and the type of bhakti also, right? Chapter 3 also had the type of bhakti, right?
Chapter
Bhava,
2 has
sorry,
chapter
Prabhu?
2 chapter 2 has types, Prabhu. Chapter
Types of
3 is the
bhakti?
qualification.
Okay, so chapter 2 is the types of bhakti. Okay, so power of bhakti and the types of bhakti. Okay,
Chapter 1, what is power? Six characteristics and two
okay,
types. And
okay,
chapter 3, we have qualifications.
types of bhakti. Okay, good, Prabhu. Thank you. Okay, very good. So types of bhakti is chapter 2. Okay, and chapter 3 is then uh, oh, that's qualification that we got eligibility. Chapter 4.
Yeah, what to aspire? What is the what to desire?
What to desire and so desire is the most important thing, right? When we desire, then we origin of bhakti, right? Kind of origin of bhakti is just okay. Wonderful. Okay. What about chapter 5?
The benefits of bhakti over liberation.
Okay, and it also is start of the Vaidhi bhakti, right? It start the Vaidhi bhakti process, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It talks about the what are the main aspects. If was it not the summary of the whole Vaidhi bhakti, chapter 5?
Yeah, like the Śravaṇam
So chapter 5,
karma.
it was
Basically, we are talking about who can safely live in bhakti by bhakti. Prabhu.
who can safely
Live by bhakti.
live by bhakti, you mean?
Yeah, so like we discussed like five activities, tapa,
Ah,
tilaka,
yes.
nama, yoga, mantra.
Yes. This was the regulated practice of bhakti. Okay, these are the things what we do. Okay, wonderful. Namadapa. Chapter 6. I think this was the summary of the all Vaidhi bhakti. This is where the Vaidhi bhakti starts. And then from chapter 7, the elaboration starts.
Chapter 6, yeah, how to discharge the devotional service, 64 types of all those things we started in six,
Yeah.
chapter
So
6.
that's
Prabhu.
the chapter 6 is summary of the Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. Yes.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
okay, and chapter 7 then it starts going into the detail. So what is chapter 7?
The first 20 um,
Hmm.
pravritti nivritti, Prabhu.
Yeah, so the gates, it says the gates to enter into the bhakti, right? For do's and don'ts, and then the top three, right? The gates. Okay, so obstacles and offenses. That's what chapter 7 is. And chapter 8,
Offenses.
offenses, how to be steady, right? How to be steady and not make offenses. And chapter 9, this was the last chapter.
Yeah.
How to protect or make it strong, the path of bhakti.
Yeah, nourish the bhakti. Yeah, these all the things we talked about is going to nourish. So as long as we have put the gate, we are talking about the analogy, right? We see what the bhakti is, right? Now we know, okay, we have to walk on this 64, right? A different thing with, okay, this is how we walk. And now he said, okay, before you walk, make sure that you don't fall down, right? Offenses. Now, as we are walking, how to nourish. We're seeing this beautiful tree, this beautiful plant. So all those things. So we talked about those aspect of the bhakti, right? We covered up to 44. Now, chapter 10 is transitioning in a way. Okay, so it's the part of the 64. It is continuing there. But see, the transition is very subtle, but very important. So it is now going to take us to the inner depth of the bhakti. Okay, how bhakti is going to. So we have focused a lot on the external aspect of the bhakti, even the Vaishnava attire, dancing, and all Archanam, Vidhi, everything. Now, inner view, how to do the bhakti from inside. And for that, what is going to be emphasized is the hearing, Śravaṇam. Okay. the type of Śravaṇam that will be discussed. So, and then how to accept the mercy of Krishna. So when hearing is happening, the uh, in the inner core, Krishna is residing. Let's say our hearing becomes very, very focused. Krishna is residing. He is going to come and give the mercy. How to receive that mercy so that we can move forward. Okay. So chapter 10 will be talking about that. So with that preamble, let's start. So it is verse 170 to 182. All right. So let's start with so four of you. So 12, 4 each verses each. Okay. So okay, who would like to go first? 170 to 173.
I can.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Translation next hearing, verse 87. Hearing means listening to name, pastimes, and qualities of Lord.
Okay, so the important thing is this listening, hearing is not a passive listening. Okay, so it's not described here, but when the Acharya is saying listening meant I am really listening. I have my ears. I have totally focused. Right. So that is a very, very important aspect. For the reception to happen properly, we have to be very focused. We should not be doing other things, hearing, noting, making the notes. So that's the kind of hearing it is being talked about. Okay, it's 171.
Translation Hearing the name of Lord, verse 87, from Garuda Purana. Hearing the Vaishnava mantra, Krishna, which is the only effective medicine to counteract the bite of snake of samsara, a man becomes liberated.
So see, very simple translation, but it is comparing from the Garuda Purana, as you see, how it counteract the bite of a snake. It's comparing the bite of this material life with the snake, how it can liberate us, because when we are in this material life, we keep taking the birth after birth after birth, because we are so attached to our material desire, everything. And how this hearing is going to purify and convert us like the upside tree. If you remember from the Bhagavad Gita, right? Which chapter has the upside tree analogy in Bhagavad Gita?
Is it
Urdhva
10?
Moolam
14 or 15.
15. Okay, 15, chapter 15, right? How so we are like a upside down, from this upside down tree, living the life within this upside down tree in the material realm, how we have to transform and get to the transcendental realm. And that process happens with the hearing. Okay, internal transformation. All right, 72.
Translation Hearing the pastimes, verse 87 from 4th canto. In the assembly, excellent streams of nectar of pastimes of the Lord, emanating from the mouths of saintly devotees, flow everywhere. Those who drink that nectar with eager ears, with constant thirst, O king, will forget the necessities of life, namely hunger and thirst, and become immune to all kinds of fear, lamentation, and illusion.
Okay, now tell me, what are some of the things which is really hitting your core from this translation?
Detachment from the current world.
Teacher, detachment from the current world. Where it says that, Mataji?
Forgetting the necessities of life, namely hunger and thirst.
So so you're calling that as a detachment? Okay, okay. So I'll go use the same word what is being called out in this. How do we know that we have developed the taste for hearing? This is the test. This is how we know, right? Anytime when we are hearing, I know from myself. When I hearing, okay, 1 hour of hearing, got little bored. I'm looking, okay, how much is remaining? Let's say I'm hearing some past recorded classes, right? I'm listening how much is remaining, or I'll just get distracted. Or if you go to the classes, you see how the devotees sometimes are like, okay, going here, there, or sometimes they talk also. If this long class, devotees start getting bored. But what is the test that I am really developing that real taste? And that is, one will not feel hungry or thirsty or get bored, anything like that. So that's how we should measure, right? So for me, any learning has to be like, for me, my mind works is I have to become relatable. Like, am I making progress on this? How do I know I'm making progress? Right? And so for me, this is a very, very good text, because it's telling me this is how I know I'm making progress, which is, am I really want to hear. So of course my focus is there, and in that I'm forgetting about whether I've eaten my food, what are the other things which I have to do. My mind is not looking into the plan. Okay, this is all thing I have to do and all those stuff. My mind is not bothering. So that is the progress. So that should be our North Star. This is how what we should aspire. And it will be a continuum. It will be a journey. But we can measure on this how much taste have we developed. Initially, there may not be that taste, but as we go along, we'll developing more and more and more. And then one day it will happen that one will be able to keep hearing without bothered about anything else. Okay, so let's see, hear what Jiva Goswami has to say, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Go ahead, Mataji. Mrinali Mataji, you're mute.
Oh, sorry. The profuse Sesha river Sarita of pastimes of Krishna transformed into words Mukharitha and emanating from the devotees' mouths in the assembly, thus men of devotees flow everywhere. Mukharita means transformed into sounds of all words. The sentence suggests that the pastimes have spontaneously turned themselves into words with their proper meanings. Since they flow like rivers, Sesha here means excellent. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura's commentary, the profuse Sesha rivers, Sarita of pastimes of Krishna, which are loudly spoken by the devotee in the assembly of devotees, thusmen, flow everywhere. Hunger, thirst, thrift, fear, lamentation, and illusion do not touch those who drink the nectar with constant thirst through attentive ears.
Very good. Okay, now tell me, what are some of the other key points which was in the translation but we didn't cover, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is talking about here?
Prabhu, I think two things are highlighted, Prabhu, at least for me. Focusing on constant thirst with eager ears is something that we should be eager, and also like constant, just like we should be more greedy or loulium, they call it, right? So that is one. And second thing, the natural problems of no fear, no illusion, and no lamentation, which is some of the qualities of pure devotee or pure bhakti. True. So where when we are completely rely on spiritual master and the supreme lord, then these are some of the symptoms that at least I feel.
Yeah, that's very good. Yes, I wanted to call out those 2 points which you mentioned, Prabhuji. So the hearing, it seems that the words are flowing. It seems nectar to our ears, right? So words are just flowing and it's just entering our ears, and we are just enjoying it. We want to hear more and more. Okay, so that's the other thing, right? So lolium, as you use the word, and the other symptom which can tell us whether we are making progress, of course the thirst and those things we talked about, but other things which can see, the fear, this I didn't cover, which is a very it's mentioned in the translation. Many times we are very fearful when the situation is not very good. We are fearful, fear of losing the job or relationship, or somebody is going to tell me something and I'm really scared of that. So we are very fearful. So the other symptom of hearing well is this fear will start diminishing, and then one day it will go away because there is a full shelter on Krishna. After hearing, there is so much of confidence on Krishna that he's there. He's there. I can feel him. He's in the word. See, I can even feel his form. Like that's the advanced stage. Let's not even go there because not talked about. But I can listen while I'm hearing. I have got full confidence in Krishna, right? Krishna's name is like a personality. I know it, right? So in that case, there won't be any fear. There won't be any lamentation in terms of pain or pleasure, anything like that. There won't be any lamentation. And of course, illusion goes away. So there is no duality either, right? So consciousness is very clear. I know what to do, what not to do. So those are the other symptoms. As we are making progress, we'll see improvement on all these aspects also. Okay. 173, Mataji.
Translation: Hearing the qualities of the Lord, verse 87 from the 12th canto. The person who desires pure devotional service to Lord Krishna should hear the narrations of Lord Uttama Sloka's glorious qualities, the constant chanting of which destroys everything inauspicious. The devotee should engage in such listening in regular daily assemblies and should continue his hearing throughout the day.
Okay. So what are the key points here?
Keep hearing to the glorious qualities always,
Yes.
which removes the inauspiciousness around.
And
Yeah.
so
So what it is telling, so for, and what who is here it says Uttama Slokas, who it is referring to?
Krishna.
Yes, Uttama Slokas is being referred to Krishna. So the highest form of any recitation, any name is Krishna. I say Uttama Sloka is the highest pedestal. So Lord Uttama Sloka. So Krishna is being referred as Lord Uttama Shloka. Okay. So we have to, so there are few, three qualities or two qualities are being talked about of the hearing. It has to be daily, nityam, and it has to be frequent throughout the day, right? And the third aspect is Lord Uttama Sloka means the hearing should be centered on Krishna as Swam Bhagwan, as like a personality, not impersonal, right? He's the personal aspect of Krishna. So that's how. So these things. So daily, frequent, and always thinking Krishna is a personality, Swam Bhagwan, and that's what we are hearing about. Okay, so these three things we should always try to. So now from this, what is the takeaway for us?
Regular hearing.
Everyday hearing. Yeah, we should make the
Yes, Lord.
time. Yeah, every day we should make the time, even 20 minutes. Put this in our schedule that we are hearing, and if we can have couple of 20 minutes throughout the day, that's even better, right? And then because we want to, so some can be very focused hearing, and throughout the day at least some have some even passive hearing, like a kirtan may be going on in the background or the chanting may be going in the background. Okay, so those things we can, so that throughout the day we are hearing, some is very focused, some maybe passively. And as we are making progress, you will see that our active listening timing will get added more and more, and the passive will be reducing depending on some days because life being life, if the time, maybe you will be hearing more passively than actively, but at least we should have minimum 20 minutes of active hearing every day. Okay, and then gradually increase it. Okay, Mataji, read this commentary.
One should hear every day Nityam, constantly Abhikshnam, descriptions of the qualities of the avatars of the Lord and his devotees, Uttama Shloka, which are sung by the great devotees. This means that one should do that with great enthusiasm. The result of such hearing is then stated pure bhakti to Krishna. One who desires pure bhakti to Krishna should hear in this way. Here Krishna means particularly the Lord in the form of a cowherd boy, since the Bhagavatam denotes this form of Lord as Bhagwan Swayam.
Yeah, so this was the third point, right? Bhagwan Swayam. But see, one other description of Uttama Sloka is given, and this is the so when Uttama Sloka is being referred, it is referring to all the incarnation of the Lord and his devotees who are presented in the choicest word, right? So whenever the prayers of the Lord or his incarnation is talked about, or the Lord's pure devotees are being talked about, all the descriptions are called Uttama Sloka. So those are the highest level of slokas, right? So that's what it is referring to, Uttama Sloka. So that is our, and we have talked about, as we are growing in our maturity of bhakti, our vision of the Lord has to expand, right? What Lord likes, that we are able to see in everyone's heart a devotee, right? And from when it's coming from Bhagavatam, we are talking about the pure devotee, then pure devotees are very, very special, right? They are like guru or sadhus, right? So they are very, very special. So we should really hear from them also directly. So whenever we get the chance to hear in person, who are visiting here, who are considered to be elevated devotees, we should make the time to come and hear directly from them. All right. Uh, Next devotee, 174 to 8. Actually, I did the wrong math. It should have been 333. Okay. 174 to 174 to 177.
Translation. Expecting the Lord's mercy from the 10th canto. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances with his heart, words, and body, is surely eligible for you, the shelter of liberation, for that is his rightful claim. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:14-8.
You see now, the last four verses like was one section about the hearing, what kind of hearing, what are the characteristic of the hearing. So those are the things we talked about. Now it is shifting, and this is the result of hearing. And what is the result of hearing? What's happening? What is being talked about here?
Mercy.
Mercy. And this is the Sanskrit. Tat kripa shenam. Tat kripe shenam. Shanam. Okay, so this is the word which is saying that how we start getting the mercy, the causeless mercy of the Lord as we are hearing. And that is going to take away all the suffering, all the while patiently suffering the reaction of his past misdeeds and offering. So, so there may be in our life ups and downs, which will be happening, right? But we should continue, and that's how we receive the Lord's mercy. But let's hear Jeev Goswami commentary and Vishwanath Chakravarti commentary. Okay, this is a little long, so I think there's a lot of important points. So yes, Mataji, go ahead, read this commentary.
In this verse, two different sadhanas, expecting the glance of mercy and offering obeisances, are mentioned together to glorify their exalted positions. They should be both understood to have great results. Mukti Pade means the Lord. The shelter, 10th topic of discussion in Bhagavatam. Of liberation, the ninth topic. Such a person becomes the rightful claimant of the Lord, who is the shelter of liberation. The Lord exists as the property to be appointed to the devotee. Vishvanatha Chakravarti Thought Course Commentary. Understanding the meaning of this topic, have given up all other practices and performing only bhakti, one will attain you. However, in what manner should a person do this? In expectation of such a question, this verse is quoted, tat. Here means therefore, indicating that because of the glories of the Lord mentioned in the previous Bhagavatam verse, Srimad Bhagavatam 10, Canto 10, 14-7. The devotees act in this way. Atma Kirtam Vipakam means happiness and suffering that occur during performance of bhakti. All occupational engagements are certainly meant for ultimate liberation. They should never be performed for material gain. Furthermore, according to sages, one who is engaged in the ultimate occupation, no service, should never use material gain to cultivate sense gratification. A secondary unsought result of bhakti is happiness. The result of aparadhas are suffering. Experiencing both of these results from his bhakti, Atma Kirtan Vipakam. The devotee sees this true sam ikashmanam clearly and accurately as your mercy. He knows that the happiness, distress that he is experiencing. Can you go up some? Experiencing stems from the Lord's mercy alone. It is just like a father who sometimes makes his son drink milk and sometimes bitter juice made from nimba leaves. I do not know, but the Lord, like a father, knows what is good and bad for me. And thus sometimes he embraces and kisses me and sometimes slaps me. I, his devotee, have no power at all over karma and time. He alone, by his mercy, makes me experience happiness and distress and makes me serve him. The devotee considers his situation in this way, in the manner of King Prithu. My Lord, due to your illusionary energy, all the living beings in the material world have forgotten their real constitutional position. And out of ignorance, they are always desirous of material happiness in the form of society, friendship, and love. Therefore, people do not ask me to take some material benefits from you, but as a father not waiting for the son's demand, does everything for the benefit of the son. Please bestow upon me whatever you think is best for me. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, 20-31. Revealing himself daily to the Lord, offering respect with mind, words, and body, passing his life while not being unduly tormented. The devotee becomes the rightful claimant of mukti or liberation from samsara, and pada or service at the Lord's lotus feet, considered all at unit mukti pade as remaining alive is the cause of a good son receiving his inheritance. So the devotee remaining alive in this world with steadiness, on the path of bhakti is the cause of his receiving freedom from samsara and service to the Lord. In a similar manner, it is said, pada or service at the Lord's lotus feet considered at one, oh, skip that, I already read that part.
Here, only
Yeah,
this one. Yeah.
If they become your faithful followers, are those who breathe actually alive? Otherwise, their breathing is like that of the bellows. Srimad Bhagavatam 8:7.
Okay, so see here, it is a longer commentary from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and of course Jiv Goswami also. So both acharyas has given commentary on that. So that tell you that the importance they were seeing on this. Okay, so what is the key takeaway?
Lord gives both the mercy and the punishment as per our karma. But he's like a father. He knows what to give at what time.
Yes. So very good, Mataji. So yes. So whatever is coming in our life, what we perceive as happiness or whether we are perceiving it as misery, the devotee takes both of it with respect because as Mataji is telling that Krishna is our father, and father, whatever he gives for our own benefit. So we'll take it very happily. Okay. And we should do it very patiently. And while we are doing it, we should be respectful. We should be paying respectful obeisances within our heart. So we should not be grudgingly being like, okay, misery is coming. We shouldn't be grudgeful. Okay, we should be very respectful obeisance in our hearts. With the words we should be reciting, and in our hearts and the body. So we continue doing the service, reciting our prayers, doing our sadhana in our in our heart. We are also meditating and paying obeisances to Him. If we do that, then we become the rightfully eligible to get the shelter of the Lord. And liberation is saying that that's the secondary, right? We get the rightful person to get the shelter of the Lord, rightful devotee to get the shelter of the Lord. So that is the essence. So we should. So this is the way how we receive the causeless mercy. So the causeless mercy is a package deal. So the causeless mercy will start coming in terms of both the flavors, because then only Lord is checking whether can we take whatever comes in the way. Are we truly surrender? Surrender means doing what pleases Krishna and accepting what Krishna is giving as the Mahaprasad all the time. So that is what taking shelter of Krishna really means. Okay. 175 Mataji.
Translation: Remembrance. Somehow or other, connecting the mind to the Lord is called remembrance.
So now the third topic is beginning. Remembrance, right? It is going into the somehow or the other. Focus on the word somehow or the other. Connecting the mind to the Lord is called remembrance. So whatever it takes, we have to learn how to connect our mind to the Lord so that we can keep remembering. See, whatever we connect, if we love somebody, then we remember. If we hate somebody, then also we remember. But what we have known from the definition of pure bhakti, it has to be favorable. So it has to be favorable remembrance. And as long as that's happening, that then we are making progress. 176.
Krishna's like, don't be mean to me.
Yes, that's unfavorable. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, translation. This is illustrated in the Vishnu Purana 5:17-7. I surrender to the unborn, eternal person Hari. By remembrance of whom one takes possession of all auspiciousness.
So this is Vishnu Puran. I surrender to the unborn eternal person Hari, by remembrance of whom one takes possession of all auspiciousness. So what is the result of a remembrance? Is that one is getting all the auspiciousness in our life. Okay. So there only
I think they read Pavitram Va, Pavitram Va, the shloka, right, Prabhu? I think before
Pavitram
doing
Apavitram,
any.
the Pavitram Pavitram Va, that's the sloka you are remembering?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. I think before doing anything, like it will bring the auspiciousness generally.
Auspiciousness, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's that when we are
So,
doing the yagya, yeah, that's
Yasmare
the time.
Pundarikaksha, like that, they will read,
Yeah,
right? So, yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so some other devotee from 177. So 177 to 179.
Okay, Prabhu, I'll read. So,
Okay.
remembrance is also illustrated in Padma Purana. I offer my respects to the omniscient Lord. Remembrance of his name while living or dying immediately destroys heaps of sins committed by men.
So remembrance of his name while living or dying immediately destroys heaps of sins committed by men. Okay. Read the commentary, Prabhu.
Jiva Jiva Goswami Swami commentary. Prayane means at the stage of dying. Aprayane means while living. In the Gita, this is also stated. Prayane kale manasa chalena.
Very. So
So
what is the takeaway, Prabhuji, from here?
Yeah, Smartavyam Satatam Vishnu Smartam Ajagati. So always remember Krishna.
Always remember Krishna. So while whether one is living, so while we are
Or dying.
living, that time also we are remembering. While we are dying, also we are remembering. So our life is
Definitely we have
trying.
to remember.
Yes. Okay. 178.
Meditation. So meditation means to contemplate with absorption on the Lord's form, qualities, pastimes, and service.
So now, so see, so before that, what was the? This is remembrance. Now it is getting to
Remembrance
meditation.
and now meditation.
So what is the difference between meditation and remembrance?
Remembrance is his pastime, focusing on his pastimes. Um,
So see, remembrance is building the connection, right? So a mother is remembering the child, right? But then meditation is contemplation. So there is the focused remembrance. So remembrance is general. Okay, I'm remembering my son or my daughter, my spouse, whatever. Now, in the meditation, we are specifically meditating on something. Oh, my child, the when he plays, oh wow, I just love it. His voice I love, his sound I love. This is how he play, right? Oh, he fell. I remember that. So there's a deep meditation is happening. So it is deep sustained contemplation is called meditation, like deep sustained contemplation. So this is the word used. Meditation means to contemplate with absorptions. So this is how it is different, right? In remembrance is the general remembrance, but the meditation is taking a specific part and then contemplating it and being very absorbed in it. And he's telling that it can happen on the Lord's form, qualities, pastime, and service. Okay, so we can meditate on Lord Krishna. Okay, how Neil Madhav, his belt was looking beautiful. His feet, his lotus feet are looking so beautiful. This is the anklet he had. Let's say so. That's so different kind of, or the pastime. How Lord has performing this pastime of stealing the butter and all those stuff. The qualities. He's so merciful. How like he saved all the gopas and how he fulfilled the desire of the gopis, right? And his service, the what he did, how he helped Arjuna. So these are all the different things we can contemplate on. Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji, 179.
Meditation on the form from Narasimha Purana. Meditation on the 2 feet of the Lord is considered the means of attaining freedom from the dualities of this world. Even a sinner who casually meditates attains the highest benefit. Jiva Goswami's commentary. Nidvandvam here means surpassing the sorrow consisting of dualities such as cold and heat. Iritam means it is said in these scriptures to be auspicious. It is so auspicious that even the sinner, by casual meditation, attains the most excellent benefit.
Okay, so see, now as a Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we don't even care, right? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that you don't even worry about all the different getting rid of the sin or getting all the auspiciousness that are going to happen irrespective, right? Those are the side result. But our focus is always to try to remember and meditate on the Lord. Okay, so that's the takeaway. Okay, 182, Bri Mataji.
Translation. Meditation on the qualities of the Lord from Vishnu Dharma. Those who constantly meditate on the qualities of the Lord with devotion, having destroyed all contaminations, enter the abode of the Lord. 181. Translation. Meditation on the pastimes of the Lord from the Padma Purana. He who meditates on the sweetest, most astonishing, charming pastimes of the Lord attains liberation.
So the previous verse was meditating on the
Qualities.
qualities. And this one is meditating on the
Past
Past
tense.
time.
pastime, right?
Previous
So
one form, I think.
what, Prabhuji?
Before that one form, I think.
Yeah, before that
Form of the
was
Lord.
form of the Lord.
Mm.
Yes, feet, right? So form of the Lord. Okay, so form, quality, pastime, and 182.
Translation. Meditation on one's service from another Purana. Constantly serving the Lord with items produced in the mind, some devotees have directly attained the Lord, who is not approachable for others by words or mind. Jiva Goswami's commentary. There's a story related in the Brahma Vervarta Puran. There once lived a Brahmana in the city of Pratisthana. Though he was poor, he was peaceful, considering that he was reaping his karma. Being of sincere mind, one time he heard about Vaishnav practices in assembly of Brahmanas. Hearing that these processes could bring perfection just by engaging the mind, the impoverished man began to practice this. Finishing his daily rituals after taking bath in the Godavari, becoming peaceful in mind, he would sit down in a solitary place and perform the preliminaries of worship, such as pranayama. Becoming steady in mind, he would mentally establish the deity form of his dear Lord. Mentally putting on fine cloth, he would offer the Lord his respects, pull up his cloth, and began cleaning the Lord's temple. Offering respects again, he would then bring water in gold and silver pots from all the tirthas headed by the Ganga, and gather various materials for serving the Lord. After bathing the Lord, he would perform arartika and offer items befitting a king to the deity in his mind. After completing that worship, he would experience great happiness, which would last the whole day. After practicing for some time in this way, he once prepared in his mind some milk rice sprinkled with ghee and put it in a gold pot for the Lord to eat. In doing this, his two thumbs having to enter into the preparation, that he was bubbling from the heat. Realizing what had happened, he exclaimed, "How unfortunate! This offering has been spoiled." With sorrow, he rejected the offering. His samadhi then broke, and he felt great pain because of his burned thumbs. Understanding this, the Lord, seated in Vaikuntha, laughed. Lakshmi and others asked him the cause of his laughter. Then the Lord brought him in an airplane to his side and showed Lakshmi his burnt thumbs. He then fixed the Brahmana permanently by his side because of his qualifications.
Wow. So what's the learning from this last verse?
Even if you don't have the physical paraphernalia, the Lord, you can still fix your mind and serve him in that way.
Yes. So now it is taking deeper in the meditation. See what's going to gradual. So before the chapter 10, we are doing externally. Then we in the practice we have added hearing. We are hearing also, and with that, as our hearing is improving, then then what happens? We started remembering the Lord throughout the day. There will be more discussion, more talk happening. I'm just talking about the practical way, how the progression is happening. Then slowly the remembrance is turning into meditation. There's more focus on the Lord form, depending on the moment. Someday you will get attracted to this and you will be contemplating, thinking, oh, this is what's happening. And then see how the advances are happening. Now one can start even meditating in the mind. It's not the meditation is not happening in the mind before, but this meditation is much deeper. In this meditation, this is not an artificial uh, imagination. So initially when we start, and this is why this topic is more important, um, in the sahajism means where if people take everything very cheaply, some people start imagining that I am gopi, and you go in Vrindavan, the men also dressed in a gopi dress, the women also some dress in the gopi dress, and then they're trying to pretend they're gopi and doing that. But if we are not clean, if our heart is not clean, that's called pretending. Okay, that's pretending, that's not real. But as we have grown in maturity, and we And that's the time when and this will happen naturally. The devotee can start thinking about the Lord intensely, right? They can start thinking and they can do all their seva in their mind. Okay. So this is the advanced stage, and that's where this will also take one to the Raga Nuga as one is doing that. And it's not that we have to wait for us to practice this offering the Lord in our mind. We can do it. Let's say we are traveling and I don't have my deity with me, and I serve the deity every day. That day we can serve the deity in my mind, right? And there can be meditation like that. We have to be just careful that we don't become sahajya. Okay, so that's the reason you'll see that this is called in Sanskrit, or it is called mansik puja. Mansi puja means the worship in the mind. And there's a process also. How should one think about the different gopis, and what which gopis are doing what? So it's a very detailed process which uh, which happens little later as one's mature a lot. Okay, so that is my extra comment on this. Any thoughts? Any question? So in summary, offering the Lord in the memory is a bona fide process. It can become the part of our ritual gradually. We should not do it artificially. And as we mature, this might be becoming more regular in the devotee's life. And when there is a requirement that we have to do Mansi Puja because we don't have the deity or something, any condition, anything like that, we should do that. Otherwise, also we can do that, but just make sure that we are not doing it artificially and we are not feeling puffed up due to that. Okay, so those are the things which was not mentioned, but because it's coming in that sequence, right? How it is moving from more advanced to more advanced and more advanced. Cool. So this is chapter 10, and chapter 10 you see in nutshell what we did. Hearing Śravaṇam, right? There are basically three ways to perform hearing. Nama Śravaṇam, which is hearing the name. Charita Śravaṇam, hearing about the pastime. And Gunadi Śravana, hearing about the qualities of Krishna. So there are different ways of hearing. Okay, so three ways we talked about, and then there was reference from the Garuda Purana, and then from the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is glorifying. Then the next one was expecting the Lord's mercy. As we are hearing, expecting the Lord's mercy. And what happens? Much of our life in this world is spent suffering the results of sinful reaction. Devotional service is so practical that it can be transformed this into an opportunity for sadhana bhakti. So as we are getting the so-called misery in our life due to our past sinful reaction, the devotee takes it as an opportunity to grow further in sadhana bhakti and do more intense sadhana. It requires only the right attitude. And then there are references which Srila Rupa Goswami says from the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? What is telling? Accepting the reaction as the Lord's mercy, repeatedly offering obeisances within one's mind, like, my dear Lord, any person who is constantly awaiting your causeless mercy to be bestowed upon him and who goes on suffering the resultant action of his past misdeeds, offering you respectful obeisances from the core of his heart, is certainly eligible to become liberated, for it has become his rightful claim. And then the third topic gets introduced, which is the remembrance and meditation. Okay, and so remembrance is like a connection, and then meditation is more contemplative, more focused. And it says four types, right? Rupa Goswami has divided. Rupa Dhyanam is meditating on the Krishna's form. Guna Dhyanam, meditation on Krishna's quality. Kriya Dhyana, which is meditation on Krishna's activity, and Seva Dhyana, meditation on devotional service to Krishna in our mind, right? Seva Dhyana, which comes. So this is all in a nutshell what we covered today. Anything else, dear friends?
I don't think I have
Prabhu.
anything.
Yes. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Mataji, please go. Prabhu, one question. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mataji, sorry to cut. So the Seva Dhyanam, right? So okay, Seva Dhyanam is good. So we should not take it advantage also, right, Prabhu? So like when you are able to physically do the service, so by skipping it and simply doing meditation is
Yes.
also.
It's not. Yes, definitely. We should not take the shortcut. Oh, today I'm feeling a little lazy. I'm in the bed and I will just do my puja in my bed.
I
Yeah,
do
that's
mental Mangalarti.
yes. Yeah, those things. So yes. That's the reason why I say it is a little advanced, and we should not, because initially beginning people like us, we may cheat or thinking that this is, but it's not going to give the advantage in that case. Yes. So
Okay.
thank you for bringing that. Thank you for bringing that, because that's what leads to Sahihism. Good point. All right. If no other question, we'll end the class and we will start from chapter 11. Next class, which will be Monday, and it is 183 to 203. All right. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.